What's going on? Jake and I are in the Arsenal Strength showroom. We're going to be showing you a back workout. There's 6 exercises in this workout. This workout is designed to widen the back, which means we're going to be focusing on the lats through most of the workout with a little bit of rear delts in the end for some upper back activation. Let's jump into it.
We are back with another workout demo video. I will be explaining the entire workout to you and my thought process behind every single exercise, why I structure the workout this way, and when to go heavy, when to do burnouts, when to do drop sets, and when to close your eyes and focus and squeeze. For this first exercise, we're getting warmed up with cable pullovers. You can notice my form here is nice and slow, and I'm trying to go for a big stretch at the top. If possible, I don't want my hips to move at all, so that I can keep all the tension in my lats if possible. Now, this might take a little bit of time, so make sure you're focused in this workout. With the goal of this workout being widening the back, we're going with exercise 2, chest supported row. Now we are starting lightweight, just like we did on the first exercise. We're trying to stretch and activate the back as much as possible. So when I reach the bottom on every single rep of this first set, I'm going for a big stretch. My traps were kind of tight, so to be honest, I didn't feel it as much in my lats as I did in my traps, but that's okay, because if my traps are too tight, they're going to get fatigued during the workout, and I'm not going to be able to activate my lats properly. Very important that you take your time and you stretch with back exercises. The most common thing I hear when it comes to back exercises is that it's hard to activate. It's hard to feel it back there. So take your time in the warm-ups. And then as you progress in your sets on exercise 2 on back day, you do want to make sure you go heavy. So I'm still keeping that good form. I'm trying to stretch at the bottom, but this was a pretty challenging weight for 8 to 10. I really had to dig deep and make sure that I was focused on the entire set. So you can see here, I'm stretching at the bottom. I'm keeping my chin tucked down so that I get that stretch, and trying to bring it up as high as I can, pulling those elbows backwards. And I was getting tired, so I had to go for one last rep. I wanted to bring Jake in and show the difference between body types. Jake is significantly taller than me, so when he gets onto a machine like this, where the range of motion is very limited, there's going to be a lot of roadblocks for him. He should have had his elbows wider, but again, it's difficult because he's so tall on this machine compared to me. Now going into our next exercise, we've had a lot of control. You're going to be watching this and go, oh, that's not good form. Look at you moving your legs, you're moving your hips. Yep. My back is completely fired up at this point. I am trying to maximize blood flow and just get a gnarly pump and maximize size. And then you can see I go significantly heavier, just cranking out these reps, trying to get as much blood flow back there, get as much pump possible. And then this is a big drop set. This is the final set of T-bar rows, your 4th set. So you're gonna crank out as many as you can. You can see I actually changed the form. I'm getting more upper back activation by keeping my elbows tight to my body there. And then one more drop set. I'm getting pretty fatigued at this point. I stay more bent over, and I'm really trying to squeeze every last drop of energy I have out of my back on this set. So far we've had the warm-up, we've had a very controlled exercise, and then we've had a fast-paced exercise. So going into our next exercise of single arm pull downs, we're going back to good control. I like putting my hand on the opposite side so I can feel that muscle activate. So you'll go for one side and then immediately go into the other side, and remember to put your hand on the side that's working. Always keeping your hand on that opposing side, on the muscle that's working. The thing that people always say is, I don't feel it in my back when I do back exercises. Put your hand there, close your eyes, and make sure you're squeezing as much as you can. Typically, single arm movements are going to be better for different body types. So you can see Jake here is not getting much of a different feel than I was, and that is the benefit of a single arm movement. Now we do a burnout here. Burnout maybe isn't the right term, but we're switching to two-handed grip, and it is much harder, and I'm trying to go for as many reps as possible. On this one, I'm still focusing on good control. So yes, my pace is maybe a little bit faster, but I'm not really cranking these out. I'm trying to keep my hips down and using my lats for the movement. Okay, we are almost done with the workout. I wanted to continue targeting upper back, So we're going with a wide grip seated row. And you can see I'm bringing the cable close to my chest, high up on my sternum. This is allowing me to flare my elbows and really activate rear delts, traps, and rhomboids. Showing you my second set and how I get into position every time by arching all the way back, staying upright, and then leaning slightly forward. Notice how the elbows are flared out as I come back, and I'm trying to squeeze my shoulder blades together. And then for the last exercise of the day, I love finishing with rear delt fly with the cable crossover. Now this is a big cable crossover or a basic trainer, and this is actually going to help you target the rear delts more. If you have a functional trainer or a cable machine that's closer together, you can of course still do this, but you might have to walk forward or walk backwards depending on the machine and the placement. If possible, you want to try to keep your hips in place and keep that chin up, squeezing the shoulder blades together on every single rep. If you've been following along, your back is probably pretty worn out at this point, so give it everything you got.